So that's a good sign, and I'm hoping everyone can see me here. I hope we've all had a great weekend. It's we're beginning our second week of lockdown here. I'm about an hour and a half north of Sydney, but they count us as part of the Sydney region. So we are currently halfway through a 2 week, a 14-day lockdown. Although there are, all kinds of ideas swirling around that it might get extended, but who knows? I hope though, wherever you are, you're staying safe. The one bright thing for me as far as lockdown goes, it does mean I have more time to create and to do a few other things that normally I'd be, driving kids around here, there, and everywhere and that sort of thing. But right now I'm not. So I'm just going to go onto my YouTube page and make sure that I can see your comments. So as they come through, I can answer them if I see them. Just give me a moment and I'll make sure there's no sound there. There we go. Hey, Cindy, Kay, Helen, Elizabeth, hello, good evening. We have the regular crowd, the usual suspects. All right. Okay, so I'm going to be switching this around pretty quickly and I'm going to show you some fun stuff. One of these cards I'm making tonight is a card I've made previously. Some of you may have seen it on my feed on Instagram and also on my Facebook page. I posted it yesterday and I'm going to show you how I made it. And then I'm going to make one that's in my head and let's see if it turns out anything like what I'm imagining. So we'll see. Hey there, Jenny. Hi. All right, let's get the phone turned around and let's see. And I'll also see if I can switch. If we have any backwards stuff like we did the other day, I'll see if that needs fixing as well. Now I know what I'm doing with that. Oh no, that looks okay, I think. Yeah, it's the right way around. So there you go. All good. Hi, Anita. Nice to see you there. I'm actually going to pull this out a little bit further. Means you can see more of my messy desk, but that's okay. Hey, we've all got one, or some. Not everyone. Okay, I know some people are good at staying organized and tidy, but I'm not a tidy crafter. I'm a messy crafter, and when I'm in that creative place, stuff just goes everywhere, and then I'm left with a huge, what they call it, craftermath afterwards, because it's stuff everywhere. Anyone else like me? You need a wedding card and a sympathy card. Well, I'm not doing either of those tonight, but I'm sure we could modify. Certainly, you could use what I'm using and change it around. So we could change it up. Let's see if we can help you out there a little bit. All right. So the card that I made yesterday was this one, and it's a really, really simple card. Very easy. And I used some of the lovely hand-penned paper for it. But I want to show you how I did it because it's simple, but there's a bit of a tricky thing to it, I guess. And this is actually using some dies that I overlooked in the catalogue. All right, so I didn't really notice these. Well, not that one. This one. They're called the Basic Borders dies, and I missed them really the first time around, or I saw them but went, oh, no, I don't think so. And then I've now changed my mind and realized I had to have them. You know how often that happens. And it's all these great shapes. Okay, we've got, lovely edges, and you can do all sorts of things with them. Now, this curved one here with the stitching on either side is the one that I've used to create this curved shape on the front of my card. Okay, can you see that? So I'm going to show you how easy it is to do. I might use a different shape today, but otherwise I'm making a very similar card. But yeah, they're called Basic Border dies, and they're a new thing in our annual catalogue that just came out recently. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to just remind you of tonight, for those of you who don't know this already, is we have a designer series paper sale. Oh, I will ask before I get too far in, how's the sound tonight? Is it okay? I see everyone's complaining online about the cold. Hey, Shannon, how you going? And Subu, nice to see you. Yes, good morning in the UK. Indeed. Yeah. Yes, and Cookie says hello back to you as well. Oh, that's not good, Jenny. I hope your hubby's okay. Yeah, it takes it out of the whole family. When one person is not well, it's not just them that gets messed up. It messes up everyone, doesn't it? I get that. I get that. Okay. All right. So I see that we've got people commenting and people, hello, Kay. people popping on, so that's really great. Just wanted to grab your attention quickly. If you haven't seen it already, we do have a paper sale on right now. So I have been trying to work with the papers as much as I can to show you different ways to use them and how you can. On Friday night's Facebook Live, which I also uploaded to you, the replay to YouTube as well. Friday night, we did some pattern mixing and talking about what patterns go with what and how to get patterns to mix successfully. And you can go back and watch that one if you would like to. So there's all these different papers on sale. Not all the papers in the catalogue are for sale, just the ones that are listed here. The one I used two on Friday night. I used the Europeach ones and I used the hand penned. And I'm going to use the hand penned again now. I really, really love these papers. I just think they're so pretty. They're florals, but you've got kind of more of a floral design on one side, and then like this one here is actually the back of this one. So you can see I've got some here. Okay, so see how one's the designer series paper. I used to think that DSP stood for double-sided paper, which it could, I suppose, right? But it's designer series paper that it's meant to stand for. But yeah, the fact that I remember having a couple of customers say to me in the early days, what's the point of double-sided paper? It's such a shame. You're going to lose one side if you use the other side. And I guess that's true, but you're not, it's just that you use it in conjunction. So you cut them. So this is like one big long piece that I've cut here. In fact, that's exactly where I cut it. And then I'm going to be using both sides of the paper by cutting it along the side here and then using half on one end and half on the other. So, okay. So this type of card is actually a card that's measured lengthways. So instead of our normal paper shape, which this would be a normal paper shape, all right, which I'd fold in half and make a card base. We're going to make the same size card base. Let me just quickly grab another example. Okay, so this is one with the Sweet Symmetry paper that I showed the other night as well. And so this is just cut. So a piece of A4, cut in half, and then folded in half again. We're going to do the same thing, piece of A4, cut it in half, but we're going to cut it in half vertically because that really lends itself really well to these dies. Okay, you can, of course, go this way instead and then maybe have it opening like side to side like this. But in this case, I'm choosing to have it open top to bottom. So it's like a top flap, if you like. So I'm going to come in here with my trimmer. Our A4 paper here in Australia is 21 centimeters wide, which means the halfway mark is 10.5. So that's where I'm cutting my paper at the 10.5 mark. There we go. And I might bring that other piece in later because I'm going to do two cards with a vertical cut like this. Okay. Hi, Cherie. Nice to see you there. Hey, Denise. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you're not still madly cleaning up your craft room or organising. I hope that's going well for you if you are still doing it. All right, I'm folding this in half. I'm going to grab my bone folder and just pop that there. So now this would just be a top opening card instead of a side opening card if I wanted to make it just like this. But it's the same measurement as a regular piece. It's just folds the other way. All right, so what I wanted to do, first of all, I've measured this paper at 10.5 centimeters as well, so it goes exactly from one side to the other. And it's sort of up to you to decide how long you want this piece to go, but I'm actually just going to glue this on. I'm going to use some Tombow here, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to make sure I get a good smattering of adhesive over the back there. I find Tombow's great for this because you can push it into place and move it around even after you've pushed it down. It's a bit more forgiving than other types of adhesive for that reason. So just making sure it's lined up with the edges. Just going to glue the whole thing down just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to decide what border I want to have. Now I could use any of these. For example, I've got a nice little scalloped one here, and that would look nice. That would be pretty. But the one I'm leaning towards using is the pointy one, this one. And the reason why is that this one, it's got this lovely scalloped edge, but because we've got floral paper, we're going to lose a little bit of that. It won't stand out as much as uh, like a straight edge is. You're not going to lose anything. So I've got to decide where I want this to go. I can have it going. So you can see the one I had before, I had it quite a bit higher. I've got, a good couple of inches here at the bottom. This today, I'm thinking I might go lower, and I'm going to do this. So I'm going to bring my cut and emboss machine in, and let's cut this. This is such an easy card, really is. But it's effective. Sometimes don't ever let anyone tell you that simple cards can't be beautiful. That's not true at all. Now, of course, the big thing you have to remember to do is you have to open it out, because if you try and cut it with it held in place like this, it's going to cut through the top layer and the bottom layer, which might be what you want, but that's not what I want today. So in my cut and emboss machine, my bigger machine here, I can actually get this to go all the way across. Okay, this to here actually fits right on. I could go sideways if I was using a smaller piece, but because I'm using a bigger piece of cardstock, I've got to go lengthwise. So I'm actually going to line this up by eye. Now, the best way to do this is I'm looking here to see how much I've got here and how much I've got here, and I want it to be around about the same. So long as it's looks like it's matched up and pretty symmetrical, that's going to work just fine. I'm going to put my top plate on, and I'm going to bring this down, give it a bit of a push, and I'm going to wind it through. I'm just reading your comments. You do most of your cards this you mean you orientate them this way, Anita? Is that what you mean? Yes, it has been chilly today, Jenny. You are correct. It's been colder here, but it's noticeably colder tonight, but it was still a beautiful day. The sun was out. It was lovely. All right, so now that I've got this through, you can see I can take this off, and we have got, let's see if you can see it, like a nice little stitched edge on that there, and it's sort of like I said, it's kind of pointy. Can you see that? Now, if I wanted to, I could just leave it like this, but I actually wanted to have, like I did on this one, a little bit of this purple from the back showing as well. So let me just decide how big a piece I need. I'll move this out of the way. It was raining where you are, Elizabeth. It was beautiful here today. It was just lovely. Cold, but lovely. Really, really nice. So yesterday was 19 degrees, I think, and today was only for about 14. So, yeah, a bit of a difference. 5 degrees colder. Okay, I'm just looking through messages. Sorry to hesitate. I do, Trudy. I think it's really, really pretty. Really, really beautiful. Yep, I agree. Simple cards are elegant, definitely. Do you know what? Whenever I post cards, and for those of you who don't know, I post just about every day, at least once a day. And that's because, this creating cards is my happy place. It makes me feel good. And in a time like this where we're locked down and we've got to look after our mental health and all that, this is a perfect activity, really is. But it's my happy place, and I post a lot of cards, but the simple ones are the ones I get the most engagement on. So it's really interesting, because even though I might, if I have a card that I put a lot more energy into and really, really work hard on, that doesn't mean I'm going to get any better result. All right, so what I want to do here is I want to have a look and see how high this is. Okay, so that's at the 4 centimeter mark, this edge here. So I'm not measuring this piece. I want to measure up here, because I want so like this one here, see, this bit goes up higher than these edges, and the same on this one. So if I go to about 5 centimeters, that's going to be right, because it's about 4 centimeters high, and I want to go a little bit higher so that I've got plenty of room there. Now let me just make sure. Whoop, I think I just cut that the wrong way actually, but that's okay. It's still going to be fine. All right. All right, so you can see this paper is really lovely. It's got like a almost like a watercolory wash look on the background. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing as I did on this other one. I'm going to pop it here, and I'm going to use my Tombow again. So I'm going on the back this time so that I have the purple side showing. Isn't this an easy card? But really effective. 7 degrees. Oh my gosh, Elizabeth, that's really cold. No thanks. I'm not really fond of cold weather. It's just not my thing. You know, as I get older, I'm getting fussier because I used to love the heat and now I'm not real fond of that either. Give me spring and autumn. That's what I want. Something in between. All right. Okay, can you see now how that bit there covers that? And we have it. So really simple cards. So all I did on this other side was I added one of these pieces. Now I did already cut some pieces earlier. This is actually from the Stitch So Sweetly dies, one of the small, and this one I had it going over the overlapping because there was something here in the middle, but this one we have got something in the middle. So I'm actually going to move this one up a little higher. And for this, I'm using the Hey Friend is from the In Symmetry set, this Hey Friend here, which is really nice. Now you could go, this color is, the purple is Highland Heather, or if you wanted to, and I did, I went with the Gorgeous Grape for my word because it's the same tone as the Highland Heather, but a little bit darker. So that worked really well. Let me grab that. Here it is over here. I already got it out earlier. So the two colors work really well together because one's like, they're like dark and light of the same tone. So the Gorgeous Grape, I usually, if I'm using a sentiment and I have a choice of going dark or light, I usually pick the dark because after all, what you're trying to say is an important part of the card, right? All right, so I'm just going to use my Hey Friend in the middle of this little rectangle here. Okay, give me a second, Subu. All right, so I've got this here. Do we need to come in closer? Is it close enough, or are you guys able to see what I'm doing? All right. So you said, please can you show closer where the 0 is on the cutter? Okay, well the 0 is right here where the cut line is. Is that what you're asking? Is that what you mean? Oh, I've got a bit of paper in the track here. I'll just get that out with my fingernail. All right. So yeah, the 0 is here, and then we go up by centimeters or inches, depending. So you've got centimeters at the top and inches below that, and it goes all the way out. This whole thing and goes all the way up to 17 inches or 44 centimeters. So it's actually great for cutting quite a large distance. This is a great trimmer. In Australia, these retail for, I believe it's 44. I should double check that, but I'm pretty sure it is. The previous trimmer was $50, so they've reduced the price with this one. And I think it's a really great trimmer. I'm very happy with it. So I know everyone's got different ideas. It's a lovely font. That's actually what I really like about it. The font on here is so nice. It looks handwritten, but of course, it's nicer than I could ever write. Right, so this is going to go here. So then you might notice what I've got here is I've got some ribbon and I've just got it looped underneath here, and I'm using now this is, the color is Fresh Freesia, but it works even though it's not exactly the same purple. It works really well with these purples. So all I did with this was I looped it over with my finger. I grabbed my scissors, and cut it on an angle. So both my the bottoms of my ribbons are on an angle there. Now you can either stick it to the back of your white label, or you could stick it to the base card. It really doesn't make a lot of difference, but I find sometimes sticking it to the label is easier because for that I'm going to use my dimensionals. So that one is almost done. In fact, it is done. So let me grab out a new packet. All I'm going to do with this, I find this is probably the easiest way to do it. I'm going to stick the dimensionals onto the back where the ribbon is to hold the ribbon in place. See, that's a lot easier than trying to stick your ribbon any other way, right? And if you want to come out here a bit more with your dimensionals, you can. You don't have to, but but the two in the middle are actually doing the job of not only providing dimension, but they're also holding your ribbon in place. All right, so then I'm going to position this here. Make sure it's in the middle. Yep, happy with that. And then the only thing I had to do after that was add a bit of bling, and of course, that's very important. On this one, I've used some of the Fresh Freesia gems from the In Colour Jewels. These are great. I could do that again, or I could also go with the Soft Succulent or the Evening Evergreen ones, but I've only got a couple of those left, so I might just use the Fresh Freesia. So I'm going to use maybe a larger one and a smaller one, and maybe we'll put a larger one up here somewhere. Probably have to go looking to see it, but still, I know it's there. All right, simple card. Isn't that easy? But really effective, and I've got plenty of room here to write my message on in the middle, but I really like that kind of looks special, and I think it's partly because thanks to the papers, which are so pretty, but also the way the card is a little bit different, just something a bit different to the usual. I'm just going back through. Goodness me, you guys are all chatting so much. I can't keep up with all the messages. Wow. Let me quickly go through and see, does anyone have any questions? Did I miss questions? Elizabeth, was that you that purchased one of my tutorials the other day, last week? Was that yourself? Because I had an email from someone with your surname, but it wasn't your name. Does that make sense? Was that you? And I wondered. Let me see. Did that answer your question about the cutter, Subu? Well, that's a pretty mouse, Jenny. That sounds lovely. Yes. Well, I have trouble getting out of bed when it's not even that cold, so I don't know how anyone does it when it's 7 degrees. That sounds truly, truly freezing. Oh, I'm glad you like it. All right, so then I have two lovely cards like this, and I'm going to put those aside, and I'm going to do something else, like I said to you, that's in my head. So that was the easy one, and the one that was tried and true, and I knew exactly how it works. So that was the easy bit. Now we get to the bit that it's in my head, and who knows if it's going to work out or not, which is both exciting and a little bit scary at the same time. All right, let's see what we can do. So I have got. Nope, I haven't. I'm getting my dimensionals again. Here they are. Pop them right there. All right, so where did I put my... Here it is. I think I found it. No, I didn't. All right, this is what happens when I talk too much and I can't find my the base cardstock that I had earlier. So I'm just going to get another piece. All right. So on my Facebook page, I was talking the other night about when I can't find something that I just had and it goes missing, like I just did. We should call that a Linda moment. There you go, Cindy. But it's only going to work on Facebook because on the Facebook, I have a little bit more control over where people are. So I'm just yes, I've got to work out how I'm going to do it. I've just got to work out the logistics of that. All right, so I've got another piece, and I'm going to use those basic border dies again. Here they are. All right, so this time I have a bit of an idea of something I'd like to do. Okay, like I said, it's an idea in my head. Let's see if it works. I'm actually going to be creating a turtle. And let's see if I'm going to get away with this. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make my... Now, if this card doesn't work out, then I'm sure something similar will present itself. So the set that I work with this is called Turtle Friends, and it goes with... This is a bundle. It's a great little bundle. If ever you're looking at stamps and a matching punch and they're a bundle, they are a really good, but a very, very good value. So like these two together, normally your punches are 31 and your stamp sets are, $30 to $40 usually. And yet if you buy both, they give you a really good price on it. I'm just quickly looking that up for you. So Turtle Friends is the name of the set. And you'll find them on page 56 of your big catalogue. Here they are. All right, so the bundle is only $53. Isn't that a good deal for the stamp and the punch? I think that's a great deal. Now, see, they've done some cute things here. They've got turtles with, skies and things, and this is the kind of thing that I've got in my head. But instead of using these little clouds here, which incidentally I did cut some because I think I might still use some. These are from the Give It a Whirl dies. So that's a different die pack altogether, but I happen to have it, and so I have been using... In fact, I haven't made one of the... here they are here. I haven't made one of the actual whirl cards yet. That's on my list of things to do, so you can stay tuned for that. But it's a really great little die set, and see, you've got these 3 clouds here. So, and there's also stars, and there's hearts, and all sorts of other fun little things. So I do have some plans for this. I haven't done it yet, but if anyone would like to see me do these cards, I will be doing them at a later date. But anyway, I've cut out some clouds for this card today. This kind of idea is what's in my head. Yes, Trudy was paying attention. See, there you go. You and Cindy both. All right, so I'm going to actually I want to have this little shell, and I'm going to pop that on... I'm going to pop it on C block because that's a good size for that one. And I'm going to use my Just Jade ink. I'm going to ink it up, making sure I've got that well inked. And because I want to get a nice solid image, I am going to use my matte underneath. And I'm going to put it down here towards the bottom of the page. And the reason I put it down towards the bottom is because I want to reach in with my punch. This just saves me having to cut around the whole thing. I mean, I can still cut around the whole thing if I want to. But you can see here. All right. So this way I only have to do the bottom of the turtle because the top is already done with the punch of the shell. All right. So then we've got our little turtle guy here. Now, I just thought too, something I probably should have done was actually cut the turtle out after stamping. And so I might quickly do that. So even though I did actually... See, this would look nice, but he hasn't got a face. That's a bit sad. So let's give him one. Let's stamp him. And I'll do this in black ink, Memento. Once again, use this. And this time I'm going to use... I forgot to stamp him first. All right, that's better. So now I'm going to line him up. Anyone else got this stamp set? It's such a cute one. I didn't get it in my first run because I wasn't sure if... I'm not someone who normally does... I'm not really a cutesy kind of a stamper. I prefer more elegant kind of stamps or florals, that kind of thing. And I don't make a lot of kids cards. But I really, really like this. And I like the fact that the sentiments in here aren't just for kids. So you've got your happy belated birthday, which I think is really very useful. You've got a baby card. Hello, little one. It's time to celebrate. Happy birthday. You're totally loved, or totally loved, I should say, and forever friends. So you've got a whole bunch of things that aren't necessarily for kids, which I really liked about this set. So I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals behind the turtle shell. Oh, you guys, you've gone very quiet. It's not like everybody here. Before I couldn't keep up with you. Oh, you got this first. Wow, Elizabeth. See, I didn't see the potential immediately. So, all right. So I'm going to put a couple of things away so I don't end up dipping my elbows or anything else into ink. I've got my turtle ready to go. Now, I'm actually going to work out how much room do I need. So on the inside of my card, because he needs to be on the inside. All right, and he's going to be here. I think on this side. And I'm actually thinking about maybe doing a little turtle, which I think that might be cute. Like I said, I'm making it up as I go. So I'll need my ink again. Let's try that. So let's go around about this high. So however high I do this little turtle is probably also where I'm going to want, how high I'm going to want the other turtle as well. And let's go with the Just Jade again. I'm going to give him, there's no punch for this one, but that's okay. We can have one with a punch and one without. There we go. How cute is that? All right, so they're going to face each other like that. The other thing, I've got a little collection of googly eyes, and this turtle does look really good with googly eyes, I have to say. All right, so now that I know where I'm going to have those, I'm going to bring in my, where are they? Over here. I've got some blending brushes here. Now, I love the blending brushes. I just think these are so much fun. I thought I'd start with Soft Succulent. I'm going to pick up some ink off the ink pad. Just going to go on here first because I don't want it to be too dark. And I'm going to, let's get that out of the way. I'm going to go with a bit of green down the bottom here. If you haven't used these blending brushes, they're the best. Love, love, love them. You can do all kinds of things with them and they're just super, super cute. All right, so I'm just adding a little bit of green here at the bottom. I didn't blend very well on this side, but it doesn't really matter because we'll be sticking the turtle over that area anyway, so we'll cover that up. All right, so pop that one aside. Now I've got a blue one here that's been used for blue before, and I'm just not sure. I might need a lighter color, and I'm deciding, do I go with Pool Party, which is a bluey green, or do I go Balmy Blue? The bluey green is probably closer to actual sky blue. Balmy Blue is more like a baby blue. Which one do you guys think? Oh, Cindy didn't like that comment. I have to either show it or hide it. Funny how YouTube will hold certain messages for review. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to show it because it's not that bad. All right, but which one shall we go with? Shall we have our sky should be Balmy Blue or it should be Pool Party? What do you guys think? Just wondering what people like. Probably doesn't really matter though, does it? Any, many, money, mo. Pool Party it is. Anita, thank you for your response. I'm actually, in that case, because this is a bit more like the Balmy Blue, so I'm going to get a different blending brush, one that's closer to the Pool Party. I'm just making sure there's not too much. There is a little bit of ink on it already, but not that much, so it should be fine. All right, pick up as much as I can, and then I'm going to start and I'm sort of skipping where the turtle is. I'm sort of leaving him with a bit of So I'm not going over him very much because I want him to not be coloured completely blue or green himself. It's probably enough. All right, so now this little guy's going to go here. And we've also got a stamp in here. I love this little stamp. I've used it a lot and it's really cute. I'm just going to use a little A block for it because it's so little. And it's just some grass. And it's so cool because so I might go with the soft succulent because that's the colour I've got down the bottom here. And I'm still thinking about maybe adding a little bit more of that as well. Don't think it's quite dark enough. What did they hold in review? They held Tough Decisions Suck Cherie in review. That's what was held in review, which is weird. But anyway. Bronwyn hasn't been here for a couple of nights. She's actually over in South Australia at the moment visiting her daughter, who had a baby recently. So we haven't seen much of hers. She's not been around. And I miss her. All right, so I'm going to put this in between here and more over here. Some here. And then the other one in between where his legs are, or in between there. Just like that. All right, so I'm going to pop this down with a bit of Tombow. We can decide at the end if we want to add a googly eye or not. I mean, it's not absolutely necessary, but it's kind of cute. Because, you know, googly eyes just are the coolest things. I don't know why, they just are. All right. All right, it's kind of looking cute, yeah? All right. So what I need to do now is I need to decide which border I want, and I already know which one I want. I want to make a sky, and I want to have some clouds that come to just above where my turtles are. All right, that's what I want to have. All right, so I'm going to be doing that, but I'm going to be doing it on this side because obviously. Now the cool thing is if I don't make it low enough, like if it's a little bit too high, I can always fill in with some more blending. So let me just close up a couple of these just so I don't do damage with them. And then I'm going to bring in the cut and emboss machine. Can everyone see that okay? And we've got our base and our top bits. Now I'm going to go this way so I can see that this end is going to be about here. So I need to make sure that you know what, a really good way to do this is to use a pencil mark and go, okay, I want it to come to about, put it on here so I know where I want it to be, right? And then put a pencil mark here. And I don't have a pencil, but that's okay. I'm actually just going to I've got a pen, so I'll just use a pen because I'm going to cut it off anyway. All right, so just say I want it to go around about here. And I can always come back later. So now, put that mark there, put this here, and then put this so it's just just below. And I don't need it to be all the same or anything like that. I want it to go across. It doesn't have to be perfect because clouds aren't perfect, right? So can you kind of see what I've got in my head here? I'll post this later. I haven't decided. Now I can put a sentiment up here somewhere. Um, I can also, I could also, something I didn't do earlier, but we've got a little birdie in our set, which could be riding on the turtle's back. I've got room to do that if I want to. I still might. Else I can give him a bow tie if I would like to. There's a whole bunch of little things, and there's even a birthday hat. A whole bunch of little things that you can do to make these cards super cute. So there's other options. All right. I think maybe we make this a birthday card. I think. You cut off the bottom. Oh no, I've done that before, Cherie. Gosh, more times than I can tell you. It's yeah, and you feel silly when you do it. You feel really silly. All right, I'm going to go with the Just Jade. You do your sentiment first. Just making sure it's okay. And I'm going to do my sentiment over here on the right-hand side, and I'm going to line this up on my grid paper. It just helps me get my sentiments straight. Just like that. And then I've got these couple of cloud dies that I've cut from those Give It a Whirl dies, the set. And we're going to put these wherever we want. So here, here, and maybe put this one up here. Yeah, that looks rather cute, doesn't it? So I'm thinking dimensionals for these. So let me grab some mini dimensionals. So they'll probably fit behind more easily. One. Or you could just stick them on flat. Totally up to you. Take the backs off. See how it's very, very simple again. It's not hard. It's not hard to create really cool little cards quite simply with this set. And I was, when I suddenly realized that I had missed it, I'm like, I could do cool stuff with that. Why don't I do cool stuff with that? So I bought it. Yes, we have all made boo-boos like that. I know. Right. So I'm thinking I might add maybe a bow tie, maybe a birdie. Deciding what else I'd like to add because I would like to just add something. But for now, we might say this is done. So let's look at the two cards we made tonight. We made this one with the point rather than the one I had before, which was with the curve. And then we also made the little turtle card with the clouds. So there we go. Two very simple cards. What do you think, guys? I agree, Cherie. That is so true. And yeah, I'm someone that definitely needs to have, they definitely need to brew for a while in some cases. So for sure, I know exactly what you mean. So there you go. So this is the basic borders dies if you're looking for them. Really, really cute in the annual catalogue. And now for anyone who's in Australia, if you don't have a demonstrator and you would like a copy of the new holiday mini catalogue that's coming out next month, it's actually released on the 3rd of August. I'm sending those out mid this month, like around about probably the 3rd week of the month. So you'll have them to have a bit of time with them before the catalogue goes live. If you would like one, reach out to me. I'll put my email address in the comments below so that, or in the description, so that you can reach out and grab yourself a holiday catalogue if you would like one. They don't cost anything. It just goes out by regular post. So for anyone who doesn't know, we've also got something else that's really cool. Celebration starts next month as well. And I know some people are going, what? Celebration isn't this time of year? You're right. Up until now, they've only ever had it January to March. This year, they shortened it. Instead of going January, February, March, they just went January, February. And now we have 2 more months of celebration, August, September. And the really, really cool thing about that is that means every $90 you spend, you get something for free. The celebration offerings, I've seen them. They're really good this year, very exciting. And there's some really, really cool stuff as well for joining. If anyone's thinking about joining as a demonstrator, it's very, very cool stuff. So once again, reach out and I'll be happy to send those your way if you'd like that stuff sent out. All right, guys, it's going to be a great week. I just know it. Second week of lockdown. I'm hoping it's our last, but I guess we're going to see, right? We're going to see what happens. Um, Bye, everyone. I hope that you have a great week. See you soon. Bye bye.